almost 100,000 confirmed deaths from COVID-19. So it's already killed more people than the Holocaust. What do you think about that? Yeah, that's a good bit.
It'd be cool.
I don't know how widely appreciated it would be.
If you set it up right.
Right.
If you like compare like COVID deniers to Nazis or something like that,
Something like
I
that.
do habitually. If you fucking
Yeah,
say
exactly. I would have to sell it.
If you like, yeah, you have
with
to be like, yeah,
sarcasm, conspiracy.
yeah,
type.
to let everybody know you're in on it.
Yeah.
So it's got to have something like you're a Nazi, you know, like these fucking guys that wear masks are a bunch of fucking Nazis, or they don't want you wearing masks, they're a bunch of Nazis, stuff, you know.
Yeah.
There's 100,000 people who died already. That's more people than the Holocaust. Yeah, you gotta have it like that's great. That could be a great joke. That's great. My jokes have been all stupid. Mine was the Godfather one.
Have been, like, as of recent, you've been writing extra. See, remember you have a good joke about a midget jerking you off inside of a woman?
I gotta get that down, Pat. I gotta get that figured out.
Gotta make sure that story's tight, dude.
Yeah, I might just record that in my bathtub, too, because I'll never fucking get a good... I'll never be for sure. Because anytime I do that bit, it's like fucking rolling dice, whether or not it's gonna fucking get a laugh. Everything gets a laugh up to that point, and then I lose them somewhere in that fucking story. I don't know why.
You could try to seem more autistic, because you're not very autistic. So people might just have like, be like, oh, I want him to be funny.
Nah, I rewrote it about like. Oh yeah, I wrote it saying I got cucked by a little person. I just cut the midget part out completely because you're really just setting it up for that whole. I don't say midget because that's punching down, which I don't really need that, even though that gets a laugh. But I don't know. But no, I get cucked by a midget. I got cucked by a midget once. Like he used to hide in my girlfriend's vagina.
I think midget is one of those that you can say and just not acknowledge, and for the most part, I would say at least 90% of people would just let it go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh yeah. What the fuck was I gonna talk? Oh yeah.
Like I feel like midget is one of the few that like, for the most part, people don't give a shit about.
But you know what was probably most offensive.
The most tense is when somebody's like, yeah, I said midget or whatever. Like
well,
that.
any of those words, it's a courtesy.
Yeah.
I don't want you to, so my life is hard, so I don't want you to say that, so just don't say it. And I'm like, okay, whatever. And you're just supposed to go, yeah, whatever. Like it. Yeah. And if you start questioning it too much, it feels like you're really passionate about like calling people like annoying midgets. And you're like, I really don't like them, and I'm not going to be told what to do by a fucking midget. And then it becomes about that.
You're half my fucking size, and you're bossing me around.
No, bullshit.
You can't even ride all the roller coasters at Six Flags.
Yes. I got the whole world telling me who's in charge of me. I'm not in charge of anything. If I can't be in charge of this little motherfucker. Now, here's the thing.
Get out of here, R2-D2.
You're gonna say, fuck you, R2-D2. Yeah, but, yeah, who had it worse, the gay robot or the midget robot?
For real.
Like, it felt like the midget robot was bossing the gay robot around.
Was totally gay.
Yeah, that dude was. That guy was the beta male in that.
It was just him that he talked like this. That was.
He was always getting nervous. How do you program?
I have to go so.
Yeah, who programs a robot to be scared of shit? Like, oh, I'm gonna program this robot to be scared of ghosts. Like, what the fuck kind of technology is that?
See, I don't know if it's programmed because that was a long time ago.
Oh,
it's not even the future.
Yeah, you know
that's deep in the past.
Yeah, I know. And you ever notice that like the further you go back in time in that universe, the better the technology gets?
Actually, yeah, you're totally fucking right. It's like it started at the base of the decline of space civilization as we know it.
Oh yeah, they probably had like a system very similar to capitalism. So where everything just slowly got cheaper and cheaper and worse. Anyways, so I was thinking about that Tiptoes movie. Well, it's what's really offensive, before I've even seen it, is that Gary Oldman is playing a midget, but it's not for comedy. It's not like Dorf playing golf.
No.
It's not a joke.
No.
So, like, okay, but then, like, see, the thing is when Peter Dinklage plays, or any midget plays a role, it's because they're playing a midget.
Yeah.
Like, so, but, like, but that guy gets to play anybody he wants to. He gets to play
What?
Sid Vicious,
you
Winston
mean it's
Churchill.
messed up that Gary Oldman got the part of a midget despite not being one?
Yeah, and I bet you Peter Dinklage is in that movie, too.
Peter Dinklage is. He has a big role.
Yeah, dude, there
not
was a
as
movie.
big as. Well, it's funny because like the director of it actually has like a decent reputation, and there's like an interview with Peter Dinklage that like the first cut of the film that he saw was like a really beautiful film, and
Really?
they had to the like producers or like high up execs wanted to change it up before release because they thought it was too slow or some shit like that, and then they just made it all fucking terrible the way it is. Although
Of course it's slow.
you watch the movie, I don't believe that. I think it was a terrible movie, and Peter Dinklage was
being
kind
nice.
of just trying to that. And
But she doesn't seem like a guy who's nice, but that's...
that and or trying to kind of cover his ass for the sake of like creative integrity. You know what
First
I mean?
of all, very easy to cover his ass because it's small. Second of all, of course the movie's slow. It takes
But it's
him,
hilarious.
It takes him like a half hour to get across the room.
Dude, the opening scene is him and Gary Oldman, and they're driving cross country on trikes.
And it goes
On motor trikes, right? No, it's just shots of them from the dash. You know what I mean? So it'll be like one of Pete like this, and then it'll cut to Gary Oldman's. But they had to proportion it for Gary Oldman in the shot, so it just looks like it looks so fucking. The whole movie just looks hilarious, and like for some odd reason, Gary Oldman has like a different accent than Matthew McConaughey has.
Yeah.
Because I guess Matthew McConaughey can't just not do his accent. They had to give Gary Oldman also.
Gary Oldman can do anything.
Oh, Gary Oldman's a brilliant actor.
You got State of Grace.
That's another. I know State of Grace.
Yeah.
That one might be one of the ones that doesn't work. I might be wrong.
That movie's so good.
Wait, that's the one about it's like the mafia in Boston, right? More or less.
Well, it's funny because for some reason, and it's always been
It's
like
the
this, because
Irish
I remember
Mafia
when
or
that movie,
whatever.
it's called The Irish Mafia, it's called State of Grace, The Irish Mob in Hell's Kitchen, because they decided to use the pitch for the movie as the subtitle. Like, why do you need that? But yeah, it's Sean Penn goes undercover.
Yeah.
And,
no, then the State of Grace does work.
and that's
There's
my point.
one
Gary
of them
Oldman
there
plays
that doesn't work.
everything.
No, he's a great actor. What was it? Leon the Professional, that movie about the assassin dude with Nicole Kidman when she's a little
He played an American cop, an
He's
American
fucking
gangster.
amazing in that movie.
Sid Vicious, Winston Churchill.
No, he's a great actor. Maybe it was him in the interview. Even it might have been him that said that like when he saw it was a film that he approved of. But the whole thing is so fucking comical. Like it, it's hard to believe that shooting movies takes a long fucking time.
Yeah.
He did multiple takes. Of
Yeah.
hobbling around on his goddamn knees.
Oh yeah, when you make
for
those
hours
movies,
and hours and hours. At no point he was like,
You go,
"This might
question
be,
it."
This
Yeah.
might be shit." Like this, they do this on an SNL sketch for a gag. Like this is just
because
for.
everybody was getting paid.
This is a cheap laugh.
They probably had a decent budget. Everybody was making.
Probably.
Everybody had to fucking make their rent, so
Yeah,
no one's gonna go.
I mean, production quality wise and the cast wise, I mean, yeah, it's got McConaughey, Kate Beckinsale, like. It's got the girl who pukes on Steve Carell and 40-Year-Old Virgin. That lady's in everything. Denver has like major roles.
That's Judd Apatow's wife,
Oh yeah.
Leslie something.
Yeah, she's hilarious, but she never gets like big roles. She's always just a really mean bitch for like 3 to 20 minutes.
Yeah, she
anywhere
plays a
in
pain
there.
in the ass.
Those are her characters, but she's fucking great.
But hey, but anyways, so I'm saying like midgets only get to play midgets until, and this is why Peter Dinklage is such a fucking
Sylvester
important actor.
Stallone.
No. but
he's super small.
So a couple years ago, before I moved here, this was, I don't know if this was made into theaters or if this went online, but Peter Dinklage played like that, like a regular guy part, and it was like a thriller. It was like an espionage thriller, like kind of like Black Hat, I think, and he was some kind of like computer hacker. It was the kind of movie that they would have offered to Tom Cruise, and then Tom Cruise passed it up, and then Ben Affleck would get it. But then I guess Ben Affleck would have passed it up, and then they're like, "Fuck it, give it to the midget," because we got to do business with this guy. This guy fucking wins Emmys every year. We got to do business with this guy. He's like, "Yeah, I want something that's not a midget role." And then they gave him like, "Oh, how about a computer hacker?" And there are clips I've seen where he's like this with a gun and shit. You're like,
you can tell though his proportions. He's too like.
He was meant to be tall.
No, Pete Dinks, like his arms are still like, I mean, they're proportioned, but their heads are, you know what I mean? Like I feel like it doesn't. Does he look like a regular sized person the way they shoot it? Is it believable?
No, he's not pretend. Oh no. There's no way around the fact that he's a midget.
Yeah.
They're just not acknowledging.
They just don't.
A midget. You know what I mean?
That's fucking hilarious.
It's like a blatant attempt to sort of. It's a blatant.
There's a whole movie.
Yes.
It's a
thriller.
And Peter Dinklage plays a midget. They just never.
That's the way it was presented. I haven't seen the movie. That's the way it was presented in the preview. There was no acknowledgement. They didn't even go like, "Hey, wow, you're the best midget hacker in the fucking country."
Well, I guess that's a good point. That it's not like 100% like integrable. What is it? Integral? Yeah, to the plot to know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like in the dialogue, it's not necessarily like. How they did not bring up that he's a midget, because you know what I mean, like he doesn't affect computer hacking at all, but it's like, if this were real life, somebody would be like, dude, it's a midget hacker too, it's crazy.
By the way, it's a midget.
Yeah. Oh yeah, just so you know, the hacker guy, he's a midget.
Because then they got Peter Dinklage going like, would you say, well, if he was a hacker and he was Asian, would you go, hey, he's Asian? I mean, I would, but
that's how I describe people, by race and size. Like
exactly. That's
and
how.
Then IQ.
Exactly. So you know how to talk, how
or
to behave.
Perceived IQ. I don't.
But like it'd be funny, like all the way, like they never mentioned that he's a midget. I'll bet until like the bad guys are chasing him, and I bet you the director's like, hey, how about you hide in a vent?
No, I'm trying to.
And then he's like, that's not in the script. I'm just brainstorming, Pete.
Oh my god.
Why don't you hide under the sink? When the bad guys come get you, you hide in this filing cabinet. That's not in the script.
Alright. They're like, alright, okay.
Would you ask Tom Cruise to hide in a
Just like, listen, to help add me not seeming like a midget, can you have this guy hide behind me when the guns are being shot at? Because, like, logically, I would hide behind him.
Yeah.
Because I'm the midget. But, you know, like, him hide behind me.
Okay, do you have any couple midget friends? Maybe you guys can stand on each other's shoulders.
That's so ridiculous.
And put a trench coat over it.
You don't think Peter Dinklage is actually like that? Like, I don't want to play a role that's a midget.
I think, he won an Emmy or a Golden Globe or something, and he gave up, and he got up on there, and he said, hey, Google this name, and he Googled somebody's name, and then he didn't say, but he didn't really get into it. And then he walked off, and then when you Google the name, it was a dude who was walking down the street. It was a midget who was walking down the street, and then some drunk guy saw him and fucking threw him into a wall. Like, midget tossed him into a wall, killed the guy.
Holy shit. That's crazy.
I know.
Well, because it's like you know, Aziz Ansari and like Indian actors, and how they're like, I don't want to do a role of just another cab driver on an episode of Law and Order, you know, and having to do the accent.
Yeah, I know.
That shit, you know, and I kind of get that a little bit, but it's like, get work where you can fucking get it, dude. What the hell? But like, especially if you're trying to act, like, and it's a low level, like you're not. I don't know. Anyways, like, You know what I mean? He can't, with something like being a little person, he can't possibly be like, I refuse to be like, yeah, you're only getting the role because you're a little person.
Yeah. Well, no, most of his parts have been because, except Game of Thrones, not really.
Game of Thrones, do you think they wanted to cast a midge?
Oh, they wanted to cast a midget, but but he is a midget.
He's a dwarf.
But I mean, it's not integral. It's not required in the story. It's not. I mean, it's a magical. I guess it's magical. So I mean,
yeah, because they call him a dwarf. Yeah, throughout the whole thing. I watched like the first couple episodes.
But they give him shit. They acknowledge it and shit.
Brutal shit.
I like to. Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing that fucking movie.
An elf.
Oh yeah, that was part of the story.
Yeah, I mean that was his whole character.
Yeah.
That he was a little dude.
I don't know if station agent he didn't like the world. He didn't like people because he was a midget.
But thinking about it,
talk down to him.
Thinking about it, that is really funny though.
It is.
Like a midget character, you never. At what point is that noticeable to where you're like, they never brought up that he's little?
Let's look at the preview, because when you see him with the gun, then you're like, I don't really know what it's called, but maybe it's Peter Dinklage Thriller. If you go on YouTube. It had to have been, when did I come here? I came here, it had to have been 2017.
Wow,
I came here in 2018, but I remember I was in Champaign when I saw this. Because my friend loves movies, and we talk about movies all the time. And I was like, dude, there's a Peter Dinklage movie out. We gotta find this movie.
Rememory?
Yes. I bet you that's what it is.
Oh, PG-13. They don't do that very much anymore.
Was Top Gun PG-13?
I would guess R.
I want you to close your eyes.
Because there's gay sex,
and
right?
think of the memory that
There's
makes you
gayness,
happy.
Yeah. And that was edgy in the 80s.
Now think of a memory you associate with your youth.
And heavy HIV.
Now consider the most painful memory of your life. Now open your eyes. This device extracts the actual memory from your brain and displays it before you.
This is Total Recall?
Yeah, something like that.
It's incredible. Pure, unfiltered truth.
He's flashing back to the memories of when he was in Nam.
This is a terrible loss. I just wanted to say how truly sorry I am.
How did you know Gordon?
He saved my life.
He was
Back in Nam?
dead in his office with gunshots in the wall.
Gunshots, no bullet wounds.
He was working with a lot of troubled people.
We need to find out what happened to you, Gordon. It's the least I can do. I can't see your memories, but I can see the memories of those near you.
Who are you?
I'm working for his widow. I know you saw him that night.
I loved him.
Can I help you?
Yes, Allison.
Allison is dead.
He's essentially a midget private
I
eye.
think they're hiding something.
There are people looking for you. It
Man has been murdered.
Which is great.
Bigger things to worry about.
No, yeah, that's all he is a PI.
About Gordon's death. What do you want from me? I wanted to ask you questions about Gordon Dunn.
Get out! The mind forgets things for a reason. There are adverse effects.
You know what happens to nosy fellas?
Okay.
They end up inside a toilet.
See, it would be weird if he's confronting
Yeah.
criminals
Yeah.
and that are like people and none of them are being like, leave me alone, you weird little fucker. You
Yeah,
know what
I
I
would
mean?
fucking punch you.
Yeah, like, dude, look at yourself.
It's like in Chinatown when he's like, you know what happens to nosy fellas?
Dude, I have
he's like-
Chinatown. I haven't watched it. I tried to watch it one day years ago and fell asleep like 45 minutes in. That's a slow movie.
Oh, yeah, it's really good. Dude, I was watching the Godfather movies and just realizing, God, these movies are so bad now. Because I've seen them so many times, they're just played out. But Chinatown, I watched that again, and then I took the film commentary, which has like David Fincher and Robert Towne. And it was really fucking good. I just remembered how good that movie was. But yeah, it's just when the guy's like, "Hey, yo, nosy fella," and he cuts his nostril. There's probably a scene like, you know what happens to nosy fellas? We toss them against the wall and see if they stick.
Fucking, that's so funny though. Because thinking about, like, honestly, that's so funny.
Yeah, I bet you at no point do they go, hey, who are you? You know, they're just like, they never go. Like, there's gotta be like one actor that's just like, I refuse
Exactly. They're
to
like,
not play this real. Because I'm sorry, in reality, I'm an actor. I play like fucking how am I fucking...
they might not say
And if
it
I
when
opened up a door, I would go like,
I would
oh,
be like,
hi.
hey, dude. It was like one time at a restaurant I worked at, these people came in, and my manager was seating them, and I was walking back to the thing to wash my hands and, like, get their plates and silver setups, and I'm walking and I see, like, I just see, like, two parents and, like, a little head bobbing.
Yeah.
Right, and my manager sits on a kid's menu and it's a teenage boy. He's just a little guy.
He's just short.
Well, no, he had the condition. He was a midget, but it was really funny because she gave him a kid's menu.
Yeah.
And he ordered off the kids menu, so I was like, I mean, you can't, you know. It was a good call on her part, I'd say.
Yeah, I had a friend that was a midget, and
But it's like at no point in that interaction, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, because it is weird to think about if it is just him being a PI.
yeah, I think that's what it is.
Fitting in the he's a midget.
Well, it never goes like I'm Peter Dinklage, midget PI.
Exactly. I know that, and that's what's so funny is that, like, with most parts they'd be like, you know, you're a little small to be around these parts or something. It's really funny. That would be great if they didn't allude to even him being so much as short. Like,
Yeah.